Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching Channel Messages that we bring to you every single day, every single week, from the Council of Nine, the Council in general, any other light beings that want to show up. And what they do is they give us messages either directly or they take us places with coordinates so we can begin to remember or re-remember who we truly are. Some of you have stated that after watching the program and participating in the program a couple of weeks, that they started to see their spiritual gifts get better, or even new ones emerge, and they start to see that everything is not as it pretends to be. So every week we do this on Sunday night, 7 p.m. And if you cannot watch it live, you could always catch it later. But I would appreciate it if you subscribed, since there is no fee for subscribing. You subscribe, and then you can get notifications of not just this podcast or show, but other events and podcasts that come out each and every week. So let's just close our eyes, take nice deep breaths. And when I say deep, deep, so your lungs really get filled, and you exhale nice and slow, so you release all the toxins that have been accumulated in your lungs. Do that a couple of times, just so you get all different layers. Maybe you get the first layer, second layer, third layer. Continue as much as you want, and then just go back to your regular breathing. Now, for those that do not know how to travel when you get coordinates, you can just then set the intention to go wherever we go. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see exactly the same thing or experience exactly the same thing as we do, because each one of us needs slightly different thing to be awakened, to be re-remembered, to be weaved back into your higher self, into yourselves. Take another deep breath and exhale. Now you open the floor for whoever has coordinates.
3, 9, 3, 7, 2, sapphire diamond. 3, 9, 3, 7, 2, sapphire diamond.
So as soon as you gave the coordinates, and thank you, by the way, I saw children with beautiful sapphire colored eyes. And they're very shiny, brilliant. And they're directing me where to go. Like, it's like they're escorting me on my path today. And it's very interesting because I feel like I'm in a tunnel kind of thing. But I feel like I'm underwater and the sides are clear. I'm underwater, and then when they walk ahead of me, lights kind of go on. It gets brighter that way. And when I walk, the lights for all intents purposes turn off as I'm walking away from each lighting system.
Mhm.
But it doesn't appear, I mean, I say it's water, but for me, it doesn't appear like it's exactly water. Some type of liquid, semi-transparent, not really super clear, uh, but you can still see things.
It's a silver derivative.
Yes. Mm. Now, as I am walking, because, me being me, as I am walking, I'm walking slower and slower so I can try to look out of that tunnel and see what's actually happening on the outside there in that liquid type of matter. And I'm seeing, say, for example, a penguin, but it looks very strange. It doesn't look like a penguin either. It's got wings to fly. It's got fins to like swim. So and it's kind of strange because it kind of has like the head of a dolphin, but not really, more towards, it's a combination of a dolphin penguin. That's where I could describe that head.
Good
Oh,
job.
Lordy, Lordy. Um, so we're either on Earth at a different time or very deep down in the
We're
oceans.
we are in a subterranean level of a distant planet.
Okay. Yes. And oh, okay, now I understand. They're saying that it was like Earth.
Mm,
So they're ahead of Earth
mhm.
and they're in the process now of
Rebuilding,
repopulating.
repopulating, and building.
Right.
Because I'm sensing to the right side of the tunnel-esque area, a building project going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's always a conundrum as to how to describe some of these things because they're very different than the constructs that we are familiar with.
Exactly.
But it is a construction project, and uh, they are domiciles or homes of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's also a commerce center. Um, and I hesitate to say anything more descriptive than that because it's not like anything that we would associate with commerce.
Right.
Um,
But
there is no money exchange. There is a form of trade, but uh, not what we would identify as trade.
right. Right. Um, and I do see, for intents purposes, certain cards, certain vendors that actually don't have any products. It's
That's
more like
there.
energy.
There's energy exchanges. There's knowledge exchanges. Wisdom exchanges. So
Right.
it depends on what you're looking for. Hmm. Um, and yet there's been attention paid to what I assume is some sort of um, organic wildlife, uh, where we would see grass and trees and whatnot. Their version of that has been very carefully attended to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maintaining the natural beauty that's there. But again, it's very different than what we're accustomed to.
Right.
So it's really hard to paint the picture that's there.
But I can say it is very beautiful. And I could go as far as saying like that you could be in awe at the beauty and the colors and lack of colors
Mm-hmm.
that exists. Um, and what I'm hearing from one of the vendors is that what they do is they take the environment and they're making sure that they're holding on to certain amount of what we call seeds. Um, seeds kind of type of thing, but so they're holding it so if in case it happens, a tragedy happens, they're able to re-establish themselves without going through so much despair and hardship as they have in the past. So they are now actually not just rebuilding and replanting, but they're also taking this opportunity to save some extra. So they keep using, say, what we would call a tree, take those seeds and replant, but also keep some extra part of it for future replanting. Um,
Their society was decimated because greed, power, unbalanced power, um, had gotten out of hand. And we are here to witness that if the attitudes and behaviors that are present on earth that are having such a negative impact don't change, um, decimation will come.
mhm,
And there is a pathway to rebuild, but people have to be aware now to save those seeds, to save and archive wisdom and knowledge
right,
in an easy format to be rediscovered, if you will.
right. So that the knowledge is not lost and hopefully be found in future times.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, like we have found a lot of the lost books of the Bible and a lot of scrolls in the deserts and all that have been
Mm-hmm.
buried by time, and now they're translating and working through it and trying to save those, because that has knowledge and that has wisdom. And so it's basically the same thing. They want to make sure we understand that we're kind of on a fork in the road, and right now is the time to take action for the worst case scenario. But in the same time, don't have fear, keep moving forward, and just be a true human being. What the word means is not just a physical sense, it's a sense of having a heart full of compassion and of love, of integrity, of being genuine and moving forward, not backwards. Moving forward in helping each other, not backwards. And every little step that you take multiplies. So if you give someone a smile, it multiplies. If you give the car behind you, you pay for that coffee, it multiplies. Just keep that in mind.
The format for archiving the wisdom, knowledge, seeds, whatever, is actually structured in such a way that it will be able to withstand anything untoward, and will be much easier to access than Earth's attempts to do similar kinds of things at different points of time of history.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a very fascinating images that I'm receiving. I assume you are too, Glenda.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
it's
Just hard to explain.
it really of all the places that we've been to, I think this is one of the most challenging to try and express visually what we're seeing.
Right, exactly.
Um, there's an existential quality about it that um, makes the words even harder to. But ahead of us in the tunnel, there seems to be a temple. I say that
Uh,
with a question mark after it.
yeah, yeah. I would call it a temple.
um,
Same question mark, but it's, I think, the best word we can use with our limited vocabulary. Um, temple is good.
um, I'm seeing it lined with books, but okay, if you think of a flower and you think of how soft the petals are, that's what the books are like. They're not
Mhm.
hard hard cover, even softback-ish. They have a totally different composition,
Mhm.
but they're books.
Mhm. I know,
Sorry.
it's like,
Mm.
uh,
Um, and the treasures are stored there, hence it
mhm.
temple-like in nature.
Mhm.
But there's also rooms off to the sides, um,
Mhm.
and each room has a different purpose,
Yes.
whether it's to hear or to taste or to see or to each one has a different sense associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what you're looking for is there, um, whether it's in music format or um, you need to stretch your vocal lungs. Um, there's a format for that. I know I'm struggling to describe it, but okay, this place is weird, guys. It's just sacred but weird.
Yes, very sacred, but um, for example, I pulled out a book and it feels soft to the touch. Best way to describe it, like a velvety type of feeling.
Hmm.
But when I pull it, it and I open it up, it's more like taffy. It's one of the ways I could explain this experience I'm having right now. So I could stretch it out and kind of like when you enlarge something in your phone, it's kind of like the same thing.
Hmm.
You stretch it out, whether it's taffy or
You're
a
integrating its
dough, a
you're in
dough.
yeah, you're integrating its content by stretching it
Right,
and moving it.
right. It's just
But when you opened it, there was a butterfly like thing that came out of it.
mm-hmm, like I said. And it wasn't a moth, people. Uh, I just want to clarify that.
A couple dragonflies around there too, but
Yeah, but not a moth. Uh, it's this one is really challenging to explain.
hmm.
I am really hoping you are blessed enough to be able to experience this on your own because the way we're describing it, able to describe it, does not give it justice. This is beyond the human verbiage. Um, and myself knowing a few languages, I can't even come up with words in other languages to describe the beauty and the awness of it. Um,
The books, quote unquote books, are essences of their version of humanoids. Again,
okay.
it's kind of one of those. Um, so for a simpletons on earth, um, uh, when you pull out a book, you're engaging in a conversation with a person there. It is the best I can
Yeah,
do with
yeah.
that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Wow. But it's calming. It's
mhm.
like a aha moment. It's like one of those moments where everything lines up and you just like you feel like a whole new self. Well, it's the same type of energy. Even when you just touch the book as you're looking around to see which one you might want to get. And I don't see per se any names on the books. It's just for me, it was more like, okay, I'm doing the hand thing, and this one grabbed my hand, kind of like it magnetized the hand to touch it. So, um,
It's
there
more
is,
intuitive.
yeah, it's a lot of energy. Instead of words, is energy wisdom. The wisdom comes through you through downloads that come through your hands or through your eyes, and you just receive, and you and your higher self are weaving all that information together. There is sort of like a conversation going on, but it's not done in the same way as we do it down here. But there is communication, I should say. So, for example, like I said, I went through, put my hand through and see which one intuitively I could take out. It was like a magnet and literally pulled my hand like a magnet would have. And when I opened the book, it kind of like, okay, I would like to know such and such. And I can't even remember the question, but I just know that it just opened up and the answers were right there. I felt the energy right away. I heard the downloads, that ringing in the ears. Plus, my team had a conversation with the book being. And so they were communicating as to what piece of wisdom I still need or not need, or maybe I need a reminder or something. And they're having their own little conference there as the book is open. But it's a whole other level of being in a library temple type of thing. When I walked in for intense purposes to the temple, I felt like weights and weight came off me. I felt much more elevated in frequency and in vibrations. And I started to feel like I was floating on air, which I am walking on air, sort of. But it's just, it's just the best way I could describe it is those moments where, somebody does something special in a group or whatever, they light a candle, and that's just that candle gives off such a peaceful energy. You're doing a remembrance of somebody, it gives you a peaceful energy of who that person was, and it's just an aha moment. That's all I can say. I can't, I limit it. Uh, Very limited vocabulary for the high level of experience we are having right now.
Ashkani Kadatu Manina Ko Yashiti Sona ni me Nyayam Beno Katu Nishina Pata Domina Nacha Domina Pisha Nishantuta Kamrinane Tucha Tucha Yamuchachati Tapitutu Nenuni Zamieshku Namieshkuku Tashu Tashu Medichu.
And for those that do not understand light language directly, it's just the notes, the frequency that will resonate with your higher self. That brought joy to me. Every note, every frequency, every vibration created by the voice brought more and more joy and peace and understanding to me. But one thing I did get was you don't need to know every single detail. You just have to be willing to be open.
Mhm. That's the essence of the message, is that um, humans think in rational terms or in language in our heads. Um, and there was a little scolding in there saying, "Stop, get out of your heads. You know, for
Mm-hmm.
goodness sake, get the heck out of your freaking heads."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like,
it,
stop it.
is kind of uh, part of the message, and not as a slap in the hand, but to help us understand that where we are is not defined by words. It's defined by energy signatures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the only reason to use words in this particular session is because we have an audience, and um,
Mm-hmm.
they need to have a grasp of what's happening.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for that, this would be a session without words.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yes.
and there is the understanding that we will come to know this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I hesitate to say the next one. It's dimension 68,
Mm-hmm.
which
It's pretty high up
freaking me out.
there.
um, I say that because there's joy, there's and everything tied up in that sigh.
Mhm. Now, it is a very peaceful place. Even in the so-called market, there is no arguments. There's no going back and forth. It's more like the person goes to the booth, the table, and just what it needs, and then they do whatever type of exchange there is. But there is no negativity with it. Like even when you go to the markets now, flea markets, stores, whatever, there's sometimes negativity attached to something. Oh, I'm not paying this amount of money for this, or let's negotiate, and there's the that kind of thing. There is none. Very peaceful. Everybody's trading without freaking out, without valuing one item less than the other one. Everything is at peace. Everything is very loving. Um, all the exchanges that I have witnessed have been without any hesitation or problems or blockages. It just happens very, very flowy existence. I guess it would be the best way I can explain it. And now I am seeing an actual spaceship. Um, Fly in and kind of drop whatever it needed to drop, and picked up and left. It was more like how can we
Mail service.
okay, there you go. Kind of like that. But in a whole different other level. But to understand that, yes, that's so you have an idea, and unfortunately, yeah, this is very limiting. Oh, okay. There's someone. Oh, there's someone who's willing to talk. Okay. I am here through Glenda to explain to you. We have our existence very different than yours. We do not even speak like you do. We communicate way above our the way you can even think of communicating. It's not even telepathically, it's just knowing. There is no words, there's no need for chaos. Everything runs as it should. Why? Because we have shed all that has been anchoring us for very long periods of time. We have gone through many things. We have gone through total destruction. And the first time we did not learn, so the second time we have now taken it upon ourselves to work very differently. To exist in this dimension is to know that you're not the only one, and you are a community in the oneness of what you call God, what we call the old translation, the old highest being, divine being. We do not exist any other place because we understand at the same time we are the oneness, we are part of oneness, or what you call oneness. And once you start understanding that everything is connected to everything, that smile you can give to someone can help them make their day, and that good word that you could tell someone can make them, that energy will spread, that energy will multiply, and that energy will come back to you on the day you need it. We understand this. We understand that if we decide to do good according to your understanding, to share positive energy, to keep it calm and have compassion, we will not suffer again. We are now blessed with the work that we have of bringing higher knowledge and higher understanding for those that seek and for those who are willing to accept. And that ringing in your ear to the lady with the black hair that is occurring right now, that ringing is so you can finally wake up and understand that you are more than what you have been told, that you need to get away from that situation. This is the time where your soul is calling out to you and saying, you did not come for this. You have a job to do, and you are very important and integral in the plans for the greater good and divine beings that are there already. Stop badgering yourself and allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. Stop allowing the abuse to occur. And for the record, it's the lady with darker hair glasses, has a little bit of a curly hair, and is hearing this in after it gets recorded, not on the day. So you can, once you hear this and it resonates with you, I ask that you contact Glenda, let her know so she can maybe help you and give you some balance and some ideas on how to take your next steps and how to proceed. Just like the two ladies that are here today, I believe is Jazz and Glenda, of course. They're giving their time and their abilities and their energy to this. Don't let it go to waste. Take your opportunity, take your turn, and go on your proper journey. And for the rest of you, you have a saying, stop and smell the roses. Please notice your little things around you and appreciate and be grateful. Every single drop of rain, every single flurry of snow, every single grain of sand on the beach comprises your wholeness and your oneness. Everything on your dimension and planet is living. And I'm hoping you are understanding and grasping that idea. And maybe in some time in the future or in your future, because to us, it's now. We live for the present. You will understand, comprehend, and maybe come and be part of our society. Now I'm being called. I shall leave you, but I will come back at some point in your future.
When you started to speak, there was a brilliance of light, as if going through a prism, because there was multifaceted colors that emanated from the being that spoke. Um, and there's even a lightness that, although present before, has heightened even more, if that's possible. I was feeling a lot of pressure in my eyebrows early on, I think, because the place where we're at is so very different, and trying to wrap our brains around how to describe it was stressful.
Mhm.
Um, and after this individual spoke, uh, all of that pressure was released, and basically all I'm seeing right now is light.
Yes. And as soon as they spoke through me, um, it was like all my angst that I had about trying to translate into words what we're seeing and what we're experiencing, like you said, just left. But I felt a different sense of peace, a level that you only get once in a while in your lifetime.
Yep.
And I really don't want to let that go. So I am enjoying every second of it. And for the Gemini not to even have a thought in her mind, that's almost next to impossible.
The red dragon that was circling us earlier has been laughing his rear end off.
Yes, I think he just came to see the show. Just
And there's more than one there, and they're all just kind of laughing at us.
I know. It's like,
because they've experienced this before, and it's just like, it's their turn.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
But I'm also sensing that it's time is approaching for us to
exit.
Yes.
And come back to this density.
Yes.
It's okay. At least we were able to experience it. And taking those deep breaths. For those that have been able to see, take one last look around and just let it all soak in. For those that have fallen asleep, stay asleep. Don't even think about it. And just allow that energy to flow through you so you can see things differently. Everyone that I can see is receiving something from this experience, especially today. You may not see it, but you feel it. You may not feel it, but you're hearing it. And your cells are even changing, getting healthier. Okay, 5 deep breaths. 4, start to feel your body coming back, or your essence coming back into your physical body. 3, land it inside. 2, notice your environment, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can sense. 1, you're fully back to your 0, where we start and end each week. Take a deep breath, and you can remain with your eyes closed, continuing that experience. I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here. And if you're ever called to join us, you don't have to be on camera. We don't have to use your real name. It is up to you. If you even want to just give it a try, contact me almost anywhere, but you could always contact me via email, glendasmagicalcreations@gmail.com, or through my website, glendasmagicalcreations.com. Many blessings, and until next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we love you all. Have a good one.